भ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। सर्वोपप्लवरहितः प्रज्ञानघनः प्रत्यगर्थो ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि। शांति शांति शांति। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। We'll start with verse number 21. 21 or 19, that's better. 19, 1-9. Ayamaham kuto bhavati chinvatah aipatatyaham nija vicharanam ahaminashabhajahamaham taya spuratirutsvayam paramapurnasat idamaham pada bhikkyamanvaham ahamilinake pyalaya sattaya vigrahendriya pranadhitama nahamekasat tajjadam yasat sattvabhasika chitvavetara sattayahi chittayahyayam ईश जीवयोर वेशधिभिदा सत्स्वभावतो वस्तु केवलम सत्स्वभावतो वस्तु केवलम। ईश जीवयोः वेशधिभिदा. The word vesha means costume. The word vesha means makeup. Word vesha means that factor which creates an appearance of something which is not true to its nature. Like makeup. That is called vesha. Another word is upadhi. Okay, Shastra has a word upadhi as well as vesha, two words. The famous verse of Bhagavad Gita, second chapter, Vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grunnati, etc. That second chapter verse. And quite often you hear the word, this Shariratraya is a upadhi. Panchakosha is a upadhi. That is again the same thing. By its mere presence, upadhi means by its mere presence, it creates an appearance which is not true to the nature of the vastu. Like japa kusuma. red flower is a Vesha or Upadhi for crystal, which is colorless. Just because of that flower, it appears red, colorful. So it is like Vesha, technically called Upadhi. So Isha Jiva Yoho, amongst the two, Ishvara and Jiva, the individual and the total. What is it? Veshadhi Vida. There is a Veda. There is a difference from the standpoint of Vesha. In fact, it is not even point of view of Vesha. Veshadhi. When there is a Buddhi in Vesha, we will see that in the compound. Once I discussed what is Isha and what is Jiva. Isha Jiva Yoho Veshadhi Vida Sat Swabhavataha. You can say Swarupataha. Swaswarupataha. From the standpoint of real Vastu, its own nature, Vastu Kevalam. There is Kevalam means non-dual. There is only a non-dual thing. When you look at the essential nature, when you see the intrinsic Swarupa of Isha and Jiva, there is only one Vastu which is non-dual. And the division is because of this Vesha. Okay, now let us see. What is Ishvara Darshan? You know, that is the intrinsic quality or beginning of a seeker life. You start a life to see the Lord. I want to see Bhagavan. I want to experience Bhagavan. You start the life with that vision. Now, there is a feeling. There is upbringing, cultural or by nature, Maya you can say. Each one takes Ishvara to be at some place. Somebody would say in heaven. Somebody would say in Jannat. We have Vaikuntha Loka, Kailas Loka, Goloka, Saket Loka, Brahma Loka, different lokas are at a given place, in a given form, Ishvara is there. Lord is there. If that is the case, in that situation, I need to travel. Travel to a given loka. And the travel is certainly in terms of space, certainly in terms of time, and it is in terms of objectivity as well. I cannot go to Vaikuntha in this body. And of course, nobody would like, because by the time you think of Ishvara, especially in modern days, young man is fired up to achieve and make money and buy the things and make a status and a position. And by the time something dawns upon him or her about that I have to meet or get Ishvara, he is 50 plus and generally 60 plus. Especially in the modern times, you are already diabetic. By 60s, you have blood pressures and diabetes. And they say in heaven, you have eternal dinner, heavenly dinner. What's the use of that dinner with diabetic body? What's the use of that dinner with a blood pressure body? What's the use of that dinner where you keep counting the calorie like typical American, this much calories, so I have to eat salad and this much things. You are always busy in calculating. You should see Indians eating. Even though fella has a big belly, he enjoys pakoras. He enjoys all paneer and everything. He eats. That is called ignorance is bliss. The fellows are so ignorant about the consequence. I have seen in India the diabetic fellow eating sweets daily. And I had one guy, one fellow was doing seva to me, and sometimes he was a businessman and then retired at early age by 50, and had only one son and a daughter. Daughter got married, had money, and he was satisfied person. Didn't aspire much. So whenever I don't have a driver or I need some assistance in my travel, I used to tell him, "Come on, come with me." So he would drive. No, he was not a driver. He had a car his own, but then he would drive me there and then do my some seva here and there. And then when we sit for Bhiksha, naturally I'll be with Mahatmas or dignitaries and he will be in the opposite, along with all Swami's secretaries. He would make sure that he will not sit in a place where I can see him. He will sit in a corner and will eat the sweets. Fellow had a diabetic 250 plus. I used to get worked up. I said, "You have 250 diabetes and you eat two laddus?" He said, "Yes, Swamiji. I can't stop. I couldn't stop myself." I said, "You have to drive the car back. I can't sleep because you may slip into coma with high diabetes." That is called ignorance is bliss. Anyway, coming to this, what's the use of going to heaven with this body? You don't want to go in a human body. To enjoy that heavenly pleasures, you certainly need heavenly body. Vaikunth Loka Sharira, etc. So you have to travel in terms of objectivity, in terms of time. You reach there at time T1 to place P1 and in form F1. Okay, this is PFT. Place P1, form F1 and time T1. Anything that is achieved in time will perish in time. You will lose in time. You know, Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuhu dhruvam janma mritasya cha. That which is born, that which is will come to an end, it will die one day. And then that which dies will be born again. That means one day you will be thrown out of that place. One day you will lose that body, and one day you will have to travel somewhere else. Our Vedas also very clearly says, Tadyatha karmachito lokaha iha kshiyate tadvat amutraha. Like here, in this world, anything that is achieved by karma, by time, at a time, goes away in time. So also, that loka also will go away. You cannot be there permanently. In fact, to tell you something more, our Shastra, this is only Hindu Shastras tell this. Our Shastra not only tell this, they say that loka itself is perishable. Indra loka itself will come to an end. And I told you last time, to be the king of heaven, Mr. Indra, is a position. There is not a person. Indra is a position. Chandra is a position. Yama is a position. Varuna, Agni, etc. is a position. Anybody can achieve by karma. And that will perish. That is told by Devata themselves. Yamaraja tells clearly to Nachiketa in Kathopanishad. Janamyaham sevadiritya nityam nahyadruvam prapyate hi anitye hi dravye hi. Tato maya nachiketas chitogni anitye dravye praptavan asmini. Bhagavan very clearly says in the 8th chapter, A Brahma Bhuvanan Lokaha Punaravartino Arjuna. Hey Arjuna, up to Brahma Loka, it is perishable. Brahmaji's position is also perishable. Hiranyagarbha, you can achieve that loka. So if that is Ishvara Darshanam, if I have to see the Lord at a given place, at a given time, and to see him I need a given form, it will be temporary. Okay, now, culturally or because of religious background, there is some concept of God, Bhagavan. Like we would take it as Rama or Krishna or Shiva or Ganapati, or if it's Devi Bhakta, Durga, Saraswati, etc., etc., Lakshmi, whatever. Now, what exactly he is, you don't know. So even if he has to come, he comes to you in this. See, there is a other two possibilities of Ishvara darshan. God realizes. Either you realize him hereafter, or you realize here. And here also there are two possibilities, two options. Either you see yourself only in a bhava, in a samadhi, in a state of mind, in meditation, or in your house sometimes, or you see him as an objective person, objective vastu. Like Krishna and Rama was seen by others, everybody. It was not one darshan. In whichever way you have darshan, first of all, if it is somewhere else, it is ephemeral. Here, if I see him, you have to believe that this is Ishvara, because you don't know. He can be imposter. That is why, since you don't know, in India, many local guys pass by as Bhagavan. They proclaim themselves as Bhagavan. At least I know half a dozen Kalki avatars. One Kalki avatara is in Andhra Pradesh, one is in South, another one. One is a Kalki Pithatishwar. That fellow keeps on talking such abusive words about Modi ji and Hindu Dharma and everything, Hindu culture. There is one Swami who is a Kalki Pithatishwar. So many Kalkis. Kalki is supposed to be the next avatar. So fellows pass by as Ishvara because you don't know. And to justify, he may be a trickster, do some trick, get some vibhuti or bless you some with gold and bless you with some mantra and some puja and your things get solved and something like that. Another thing, even if you have, suppose I see the Lord, I saw him, but you saw him, you are a seer, and you saw him at a given time, in a given condition, he came to my darshana, my vision. So also one day he will go away. He will pass away. Now such darshanas, just don't be sentimental, just listen. It's purely subjective. You only see him. Others don't know. Others may believe you and may not believe you. One thing. And when you saw him, again the same thing. He may be the real Ishvara and may not be the real one. It may be an answer to your prayers. Ishvara might have come as an answer of your prayers and puja, etc., and gave you darshana. Or it may be purely your psychological state of mind. Not necessarily Ishwar darshanam. You were so charged psychologically and you thought this is Ishwar darshanam. It may be a simple subjective state of the mind where you felt that I saw Ishvara, whereas you have not seen Ishvara. It may not be Ishvara also. It is you think that it is Ishvara, but then it is not Ishvara what you think. And that reality of that darshana is exactly like dream. It is a pratibhashik darshan. It has a subjective reality, as good as the dream reality. I am not denigrating or talking ill of such darshana. It's a great blessing. And it is not an ordinary thing also. I appreciate that. You need lot of commitment, lot of bhakti and puja and japa and etc. in order to have such darshan. It is very fulfilling. It is a great blessings that you can have. But then, as he appeared, he will disappear. He appeared to you. You saw him. But that darshana also is going to be momentary. It may be confirmation of your prayers, or maybe answer to your desire. Somebody may be genuinely wanting to see him, wanting to have dialogue. You may have a dialogue also with that Ishvara, which you saw in a state. And you might have seen him physically, like the one you see others. But then, that again is a subjective darshan. Please understand. And as he appeared, so also it appears, disappears. One needs to have, listen this sentence. I repeat, it is a blessing. It's a grace. It's a unique thing, rarest of the rare thing to happen in your life that you saw Ishvara. I appreciate that. But then, after seeing him, you need to know complete Swarupa of Ishvara. What is complete Swarupa of Ishvara? It was your subjective Bhagavan that you saw. You prayed like suppose somebody is a Rama Bhakta or a Krishna Bhakta or Ganapati Bhakta or Shiva Bhakta, that subjective form which he propitiated, did upasana, did japa, did puja, yatra, vrat, etc., yagna, all this. It's a blessing, and he just wanted a vision, he or she. And Bhagavan gave him. That's an answer to your prayer. That's fine, I'm not saying. But that is subjective darshan or subjective Ishvara, both. It is subjective darshan, you only see it, others cannot see it. And you have to see the Ishvara holistically, in a sense, see the Ishvara of this objective world also. After you come out of that Ishvara darshanam or that divine experience, ecstatic experience, absorbing experience, fulfilling experience, you may lose yourself for a number of days. And those memory of that experience is so deep in your heart that every time you feel so content and fulfilled of that, that is fine. I repeat, it's a blessing. But then, having come out of that experience, you have to deal with this world outside. You will not remain in that bhava all the time. There is a world, objective world available in front of me. You have to know the Ishvara of this objective world. And this objective world works in a functions in an orderly fashion. There are varieties of laws that govern and sustain this objective world. You need to know or see the Ishvara who wields all these laws, who is not under the law, who is not ruled by these laws, who is the one who wields. That is why Ishvara, overlord, he lords over these laws of the creation, sustains. Varieties of forces, infinite forces are working to sustain this. And you have to see the Ishvara of this objective world or objective reality. You cannot close your eyes to the objective reality. You cannot be oblivious all the time of this objective reality. You can be oblivious of this objective reality in the state of absorption. You get so absorbed in your upasana or japa or Ishwar darshana, you settle momentarily become oblivious. That absorption may hang on or may last for some months, some minutes or some hours or some days or weeks or years, whatever. But then you come back and you have to know the one who wields all the laws, one who sustains such a complex structure of this creation in an orderly fashion. And that Ishvara, when you know, then there is a complete darshanam of Ishvara. Otherwise, like a dream, you see it and you believed that I had a darshanam. And others may also believe you that you had a darshanam. Don't misunderstand me. It can be your just subjectivity or your state of mind. Maybe projection of mind. Not necessarily you really had a Ishwar darshan. And that is a blessing. But then you have to believe in that. This is one. Second point of Ishvara Darshanam, here, there is hereafter Darshanam we discussed. God realization hereafter. God realization here. You may see him objectively as a God. Person. Like Rama and Krishna, they saw. But I tell you, even if you have those darshana which I talked was subjective, but even if you see him objectively, you may have a dialogue with him. He came and gave you something. There are stories. Even we have one Jalaram Baba here. The Bhagavan came in different form. He came in a form he couldn't recognize. After he left, he recognized it was Bhagavan. Like there are so many Bhakta stories in India we have seen. He came and went away, and then the fellow realized. Even Tulsidas could not recognize. He saw there were two warriors who was doing a security job for him. And then next day he realized it was Rama, none other than Rama and Lakshmana. It's okay. So suppose he or she, Bhagavan, is objectively available. Not only you have a dialogue, so many others have dialogue. And he is willing to give you whatever you want. But understand, I had told you other day, I often say this, to be unhappy, to be discontent, you don't need anything other than human mind. And to be at peace, to be happy in a given situation, you don't need anything other than human mind, relative. Enlightened mind, a wiser mind, can be happy and composed. An ignorant mind can be most comfortably unhappy. So even if there is a Bhagavan, human beings may have a freedom to refuse him, not to accept him, not to recognize him. Like Duryodhana refused him. He didn't accept Ishvara. Krishna went to convince him, had a dialogue to make a truce, to avoid the war. He refused. I don't want to accept. Whatever proposal you have, the same Krishna with enchanting face and flute and morapicha and pitambar and all that. Nothing worked. There was Jarasandha in that time. Lord Krishna had given enough evidence to show to the world that I am not Mr. Krishna, I am Bhagavan Krishna. Right from childhood, Shakatashura Vad onwards, killing Putana, killing all demons. Every week there was one coming to him and holding on the Giriraj, that mountain, for so many days. Knowing all this, a teenage boy coming to Mathura and taming that elephant, Kuvalya Pid, he had an elephant, the mad elephant. He just tamed and killed him, killing those Chanur, the demon, the Mallas, whom nobody can match, professional fighters. That boy finished them. Killed his own brother, son-in-law, Kamsa. Still he refused. Even if you accept, one step further. And even if he is willing and pleased with you, you don't become wiser. In a sense, all these demons, beginning from Ravana and Hiranyakashipu onwards, before and after, they all had a dialogue with Bhagavan. He came to them and he was pleased, satisfied, happy to bless. And what did they ask? They asked for only more power, more pleasure, more recognition. That's all they asked. And a standard, demand on the part of every demon who propitiated Bhagavan. Since you might have listened to the stories in your childhood, the demon would ask Bhagavan, give me the boon where I may attain Amaratva. I become immortal. And invariably, Bhagavan would say, everything else I can give you, but I cannot give you this. Even though Bhagavan is omniscient, omnipotent, Sarva Shaktiman, but Sarva Shaktiman cannot give him this. Why? Swamiji would explain very beautifully. He had a very lighter way of explaining. This fellow propitiated Bhagavan and Bhagavan came in front of him and asked for a boon. He said, oh Bhagavan, give me a head over a shoulder. Give me a head over my shoulder. Bhagavan said, what? He says, give me head over a shoulder. Bhagavan thought, I'm not hearing properly. That's what happens to me. When I go to US after 6 months, this time it's going to be problematic. It is a long gap. And this our children in US, for US people, they don't open the lips. They very like go on there and let the jaw, like that they talk. Now we are in South used to like our Surmukha type, Rama, Krishna, like big, pronunciations. So when they say, you don't understand anything. You feel you are deaf. So I have become so attentive. Sometimes I am more attentive to them. I was not so attentive to listen like in Swamiji's class. Because he spoke so well, I could hear him well. I have to put my ear like this. What is he talking? So Bhagavan must have felt like that. And then especially those children swallow last letters, like common, cool. It's a cool. There is a L. saw. They will not say Swamiji, will not say Swami, saw. Ma, half eaten away. Your lecture, it was cool. It was cool. He said, what cool? How was lecture? It was awesome. 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 Aim is gone. So you feel that I am not listening properly. So Bhagavan also must have thought when this fellow asked, give me head over my shoulder. Bhagavan said, what? He said, give me a head over my shoulder. Then Bhagavan said, you want a head over your shoulder? Yes, I repeat. Oh, Bhagavan, since you asked, since you told me, you asked for a boon, this is the boon that I am asking, give me a head over my shoulder. He got confused. Bhagavan says, should I make double decker? Like Bombay buses. He says, no, I don't want double decker. You want forward, backward, facing one behind, same thing, all features behind. So you can have double makeup, this side different lipstick, that side different lipstick. Nowadays, women have lots of problems because of this I-95, you know what they call it. You can't have your makeup also. So double makeup possibility, he said, no. You want right vision? He says, no. You want left side? No. I repeat, give me head over my shoulder. Bhagavan said, I can't give you. He says, you are Bhagavan, you have to give me. He says, yes, now I understand. You don't need a head. You need some gray matter in the existing head. I can give you something which you don't have. When you already have a head, how can I give you the head over your shoulder? Similarly, all these Rakshasas asking for immortality and Bhagavan saying, no, I cannot give. Because you are immortal by nature. न जायते म्रियते वा कदा विपश्चित नायम भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयः अजो नित्य शाश्वतो यम पुराणः न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. How can I make you? Anyway, so they ask for all types of plugins, like Hiranyakashipu. I may not be killed during the day or night or by Deva or Danavas or Rakshasas, and neither inside nor outside, neither with the weapons, etc. All that. But then Bhagavan will come as as a Nrsimha to kill him. Anyway, coming back to this, that darshanam, such darshanam do not make the person wiser. I would say what Lord is and what the Lord is thought to be are totally different. Okay? They are totally different. Why do I say so? To know the Lord, you need capacities which you don't have. Why? Ishvara is Sarvagnya. It is one thing to give a form, a loke to Ishvara for my upasana, for my worship. Nothing wrong in it. And it is also not wrong to have darshan of such Ishvara and to take him to be there. That's fine, he can be there. But to take that as the ultimate reality, there is a confusion. to see that, to consider that particular form as ultimate Swarupa of Ishvara is an error. You cannot know Ishvara. Though we use the word Sarvagna, all-knowing, and we use the word all-powerful, but the all word includes so many things which we do not know. We just say all. We don't have the right meaning of the word all. You don't know what does it mean by all-powerful. All-powerful means that which can produce and destroy corona also. That you discovered now. His capacities, that all power. So there is a very beautiful prayer about Lord Shiva. Somebody, one devotee, while worshipping him, he said, Tava tattvam na janami kidrushosi Maheshwara. Oh Maheshwara, I do not know. How are you? What is your nature? But he says, Yadrushosi Mahadeva. Whatever may be you, Tadrushaya Namo Namaha. Please accept my namaskaras as you are. Okay? Taking the form to be real in case of Ishvara. Taking the form full Lord as ultimate Ishvara, that's a big mistake. And to tell you something more, all our Puranas, whether you see Shiva Purana or Vishnu Purana or Srimad Bhagavat or Devi Purana or Ganesh Purana or even Ramayana, they all say, oh Rama, oh Ganpati, oh Shiva, or Vishnu, oh Devi, you are the Lord, the creator, sustainer, dissolution, the Karta, etc., etc. They say, whenever there are so many stutis, praises, prayers in these Puranas, there again they say, you are formless, limitless, you are all-pervasive, you are everything, and there is nothing in this world, small particle, which can be away from you, all that, and then formless, nameless, any attributeless you are. So nothing wrong in taking him to be formful, but to consider this as ultimate nature is not pramana svikrutam, not accepted by Shastra. That is only pramana to know Ishvara, nor it is logically accepted when to say this is Ishvara. Now, what is Ishvara Darshanam with reference to this objective reality, with reference to this objective world? Or as I said, you have to know Ishvara to recognize it. What is his nature by which I can say I know him? And to logically arrive or to understand logically, not arrive, to understand logically what is revealed by our Shastra, we have to look at this creation. The creation is an intelligent creation. In this creation, nothing is useless, redundant. Everything has some place, has some usage. You may not know, but it has its own slot, functionally, its own utility. That as the time goes, you may discover it. And you may not, humanity per se may or may not discover it, but it is intelligent. Just think of this, the intelligence, just two ways. At microcosm, and at macrocosm. In this 1,000 of milligram drop of blood, there are some 4,000 WBCs. WBC cells in our blood, like red cell and white cell, these are white cells. They are like our police, army, and intelligence wing as well. They keep moving in the body and they identify which are the bugs which are foreign to this body. And they fight, they kill them. That is what we call immunity. They kill them, and when they are losing, when you can't manage, those foreign bugs are powerful. They are killing white blood cells. That is called your fever. Now to see this white cell, you need a microscope which magnifies it 10,000 times. In such a tiny thing, there is an intelligence to identify foreign bugs. There is an intelligence to activate itself to kill them. And there is intelligence to move around. What an intelligent creation. Think of the intelligence. Who created WBC? All other elements of the blood like RBC and plasma, and I am not discussing that. Microcosm level. Macrocosm, the sun and the earth have gravitational force, and it is so equated that either of them cannot move a centimeter away or closer. Like tug of rope, you're pulling the ropes, both the sides. You keep moving here and there. No way. In any industrial unit, there is a manufacturing error. There is some waste. No error. Distance is so fixed for millennia. Millions of years, it is said. Earth moving on its axis. Never fast or never slow. What an intelligence. That Creator has created an intelligent creation, and this creation is an assembly. So many things are put together, like your car, like your mobile, like your wristwatch, like your house, apartment, steel and cement and rubble and sand and water, so many things put together in an orderly fashion. Anything which is put together, intelligently put together to fulfill a purpose, as an intelligent creator. This world, which is intelligently created to fulfill a given purpose, has to have an intelligent creator. And since he has created everything, Sarvasya Karta is Sarvagnya. That is understanding. That's what Shastra says. And that's what every other religion says. But then, almost all religions says, Bhagavan is omniscient and omnipotent, all powerful, all knowing. But the question is, where is he? They don't see the second cause. for any given creation. Certainly cannot be within the creation itself. If he or she is within the creation itself, then he or she is created. Who else is there as a Lord who created this Lord and asked him to create? That means he becomes a contractor. Owner gave a contract and this fellow man does the creation. No. Much less he can be outside. He can neither be inside creation nor can be outside creation. Because when you say inside creation, that means inside time and space. The very concept of inside and outside is with reference to space, with reference to something that comes into existence. Then you can say inside and outside. Otherwise, no inside, outside. like these apartments, when they build high-riser, they keep building the floors. They fill up the slab, fill up the slab and build it. So every floor, there is nothing inside, outside. Suppose there is only one apartment on every floor, 5-bedroom, huge house, 7,000 to 6,000 square feet. Utility area, not other staircase and all that, elevator and all that. Super built up, no, utility area. Now, after the things are built up, in some discussion, something is missing. The person who lives in the house said, yes, just in the morning I put this thing outside our drawing room. Where it is disappeared. I put outside the balcony, I put outside the drawing room in the balcony. But that outside drawing room is there only when drawing room is created. Inside drawing room is there only when drawing room is created. When there are only floors, just slabs, there is nothing outside, inside. The irony I see in these architect schools, they teach the job of an architect is to create space. You create cooking space, that is called kitchen, dining space, that is called dining room, create drawing space, sitting space, that's called drawing room, sleeping space is called bedroom. From our standpoint of view, the fellow who says that we create space, I think has a lot of space here. Space is already there. You cannot create space. You are creating apparent divisions in the space, and that too apparent division, not real division. You cannot divide space because it is formless. Formless thing cannot be divided. You cannot divide the air. You cannot say this is Bombay oxygen and Rajkot oxygen, or Munchka oxygen and Rajkot oxygen, or university oxygen. You cannot say that. Formless thing, how can you divide anything that is formless? You cannot. If at all you have divided, it is apparent, not really. They don't create space, they divide apparently the obtaining space. Simple as that. Anyway, coming to this, he cannot be inside, within the creation, nor without the creation. Cannot be there sitting in heaven and creating this. The natural question arises, who created heaven? Because heaven itself is creation. And it happens to be in space, in time. Our Shastras are very clear on this. Space and time are relative. So modern science has recently learned to accept the space and time as relative. Formerly it was thought to be absolute. Time and space is relative. That being the case, he cannot be within and without. The only possibility, or I would say reality, is He is the creation. Cannot be within or without. The very space is his manifestation. He himself manifests as a space. He himself manifests as time. And he himself manifests as the entire creation within the space. How can Bhagavan be the space? Exactly like your dream. In your dream, you are the space. You created the space. In other words, you manifested as the space. You manifest as the forms, colors, situations within that space. It is you. Nothing in the dream is away from you. You are the one. So also, the entire creation is non-separate from Ishvara because he is the second cause, namely the material cause. That material cause, for a given material cause to appear as many without becoming many, without getting converted into many, that is possible only when that creator has extraordinary creative power. And that power, we call it Prakriti, or that power, we call it Maya. Understand what is Maya? That Achintya Shakti, like myself. I am here in my room, in my bed, but in the dream I see myself quite different. There are so many other fellows whom I know and they know me. So many objects, sun and the moon and the road and the car and the gas and everything I have created. The space within which they are and the time frame within which they are. Sometimes you see a dream for 3 generations. Sometimes the dream content is for 1 day, 1 month, 1 year, anything. How did you? There is some inexplainable power that I have by which even though I am one, I can as though become many. Even though I am non-dual, I can as though appear as duality. Even though I am beyond time and space of the dream world, I can as though create them time and space. As though the entire world within, as though modifying, as though suffering, as though enjoying. In my own dream, that power, the Ishvara having that power by which he himself appears to be many, is called Prakriti or Maya. And that Prakriti or Maya is also called as Upadana. It is the cause for the creation in a way. But the very substratum for the Prakriti to work is I, like my dream power to create a dream is with me. But to activate that power and the power to work out and create a dream world, I am the substrate. I am the Adhishthanam, Satta Spurti Pradata of all those blessed things. And that Prakriti sometimes, as I said, is referred as Upadana Karanam, the material cause of the creation. Okay. The knowledge is intelligent cause, technically called Nimitta Karanam, and the material by which it is created is called Upadana Karanam. Wood is Upadana Karanam for creation of furniture. But then carpenter is Nimitta Karanam, the efficient cause, the knowledge, carpenter. Here, same Ishvara is both Nimitta Karanam as well as Upadana. Its status of being material cause is gained through Prakriti, through his creative power, that we call as Prakriti or that we call as Maya. That which is qualification, which is qualified, capable to create power. Like magicians, magical power. Each magician may have different kinds of powers. So also this creator has creative power. That creative power we call it Maya, or it is called Prakriti, which has attributes. It can create as though create. I really don't create dream. That is as though creation. You know why? I alone am the dream. The dream sun is myself. Dream moon is myself. The dream car, dream road, dream gas, dream sun, dream light, and dream corona also. Not waking. Dream corona is myself. Dream spouse is again myself. Nothing is separate from me. And that is the unique thing of our, unique aspect of our Bhagavan. Therefore, Bhagavan becomes Sarva Vyapi, all pervasive. They all have Bhagavan sitting somewhere and watching us on CCTV camera. He has to watch so many things, so he needs 1,000 eyes. But even if you have 1,000 eyes, how are you going to watch everybody? Because you have to have infinite eyes and infinite CCTVs and camera. And what type of cameras he must be having, I don't know, to watch somebody doing in his room, somebody doing in the office, somebody sitting in Atlanta or New Jersey, and somebody in Georgia or somebody in California, and somebody is in London, and Swami is in India today, other day some other place. How much he can follow? He may miss some guys also. He's all pervasive because of that power. The material cause is not separate from efficient cause. Okay. In case of a pot, the material cause, namely the clay, the efficient cause, namely the potter, are separate. But here, both being same and seeking Ishwar Darshana is like Mr. Pot looking out for clay. Pot is searching clay. The pot does Tirth Yatra. Pot goes to Sudarshan Kriya and meditates for self-realization. Does yogasanas. And that stupid pot change religion. Somebody promised him, you change religion. We will show you the clay. Nothing will help him. He is never ever away from clay. By nature, he is clay. That is called Veshahanataha Isha Darshan. We'll see something further on this topic and conclude the shloka tomorrow. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru